the message of Islam openly. Up to 3 years from that first revelation, the order was convey the message of Islam very secretly. Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu, although he knew this, but he wanted to use all of his power, every mean he can use for the sake of Islam, to even spread Islam secretly in such a way that the largest number of people will become Muslims and will get into Islam before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started inviting them openly. He took it upon himself that secretly I want to do so much work for Islam that I want to choose, as we may call it, the cream of the crop. That the best people in the whole town, the best people from every community, and intelligent people, wise people, because those people already know that who is Abu Bakr and who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Of course they don't know yet that this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They only know him as Muhammad. But they know both of these men are very special. They know that these people are very intelligent. If these people are doing something, if these people are starting a business, we should have our share in it also. Whenever these people do something, they are very successful in it. And they step very carefully at each and every step in their life. We should have a share with them in everything that they do. So Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu, this was the first thing he started doing. Making a list of people in his mind. That who will be the right people for this cause? Who are the people who, even if they won't accept it, at least will keep it secret? People that I can trust, people who are very wise, very understanding, they are not very emotional, that they will come back to fight and argue. They can sit and listen and we can talk to them. Through his efforts, he was able to get a lot of people into Islam. But I have to mention 5 names. And then inshallah I have to make one statement after mentioning these 5 names. And before I make that statement, most of you will figure out what that might be. One of the very special people who accepted Islam by the invitation, and that secret invitation of Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu, was Uthman bin Affan Radiyallahu Anhu. Another person, Zubayr bin al-Awwam Radiyallahu Anhu. Third, Abdul Rahman bin Auf Radiyallahu Anhu. Number 4, Talha bin Ubaidullah Radiyallahu Anhu. And number 5, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas Radiyallahu Anhu. I don't know how many of you would figure out the reason I mentioned these 5 names. And the statement I'm going to mention after telling you why I mentioned these 5 names. These are the 5 people out of Ashra Mubashara. 5 people out of those 10 who got the glad tidings of Jannah in this life. Those 10 people who got the certificate of the Jannah, 5 of them are in the account of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq Radiyallahu Anhu. And one is himself, that's 6. Imagine that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq Radiyallahu Anhu comes on the day of judgment. And when the books of the good deeds is being opened, he gets the deeds and the good deeds of 5 people out of those 10 who are guaranteed the Jannah. Isn't that enough for Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu, even if he won't do anything else? Just do the fara'id, does not commit a sin, and there's a good deed, the reward of 5 people who are going to Jannah, guaranteed going to Jannah. All of their deeds, each and everything they performed in their life, everything was going to his account. Everything was going to his account. That simply means, as inshallah we will go to these Sahaba, and we will talk about Uthman Radiyallahu Anhu spending 100 camels in the path of Allah, and giving so much wealth that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Uthman can do anything after this. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And all of that is getting to another account too. As Uthman Radiyallahu Anhu is getting the reward, at the same time someone else is getting the equal reward of that. He's getting equal share of what Uthman is doing. That's Abu Bakr as-Siddiq Radiyallahu Anhu. Subhanallah. And this is the blessing of our Iman. Here we can pause for a minute and think for ourselves that in the society that we are living today, and especially many of us in our fields, through our jobs and works, and in our neighborhoods, we must know some people who are very wise, intelligent people, people with good understanding. They are worthy of sitting and talking to. If we would take the same step of Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu and go to those people, talk to them about Islam, introduce our deen to those people, as we normally might call those people, I would like to come and visit, pay you a visit, a short visit. Because we know he's a very nice person, he's my neighbor, a very understanding person, or he's my boss, or he's something. That we know that very nice, very learned, and understanding person. So we'd go and talk to those people. If we make this also the mission of our deen, which is really, it is our responsibility. It's only some people understood it and some people are not yet understanding the responsibility. It's not the responsibility of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam today to come out of his grave and go and talk to these people about Islam. He gave us this responsibility. Me and you, all of us are responsible for this. And on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us about this. That you talk to that person about everything in your life except about your deen. How come you did not just say one word about your Islam to that person? What if that person will come on the day of judgment as he's going to the hellfire, will say, Ya Allah, how come that person is going to Jannah? I knew him for 20 years, for 30 years. If he would have introduced this deen to me, I would have accepted it. He never said to me that La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. He never talked to me about his deen. I didn't even know that he was a Muslim. I didn't know what religion he was following. I didn't know what his religion was about. We are responsible for this. We'll be questioned about it on the day of judgment. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says in the hadith, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً, convey my message, even if it is just one ayah that you know, you have to convey that ayah to other people. Normally we might sit in our gatherings and talk to Muslims about it, but it's a great responsibility to go and talk to those non-Muslims also, who don't know about our deen, who have no information about the true deen. And believe me, many of them might be looking for it. It happens. Many times we talk to some people. It happened to me a lot. That you go and talk to a person and you feel that, okay, all you're doing is fulfilling your responsibility, and it looks like he's not going to believe. He's not going to trust you for this. And the reply we get from those people, it seems that these people were waiting and looking for something like this. Okay, give us some books. Let us study some more about it. And he shows his interest. Even if they don't, our responsibility is to convey the message. And hidayah is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have no control over the hidayah, but at least we have to convey the message. And this is what Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu gave us the lesson in the first step of his life after La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And really, if we think about it, that if we, each and every person of us, will make it a goal of his life, that at least once a month, I should be able to prepare someone to come into Islam. Whether he gets the hidayah or not, wallahu alam. But at least give him enough information. Use our friendship. Bring them to the masajid. Invite them to our homes. Introduce them to our iman. Talk to them in different ways about our iman. By doing this, at least the message of Islam will be spreading.